From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Welcome back. It is just about 6:30. Good morning. I'm Devin Field.
And I'm Melissa Kane. And Vallejo police have released video footage of an officer-involved shooting in which a man was fatally shot after falling asleep in his car at a drive-through restaurant with a gun in his lap. Police say the body camera footage shows the officers shot the man to defend their own lives. Now, this happened last month when Vallejo police responded to a 911 call at a Taco Bell on Admiral Callahan Lane. They found a driver, later identified as Willie McCoy, passed out in his car with a handgun in his lap. They used patrol cars to block in McCoy's vehicle, and as they were doing that, they say McCoy woke up and reached for his gun. Then 6 officers opened fire.
When he woke up, you can see in the video that he leans forward. His left elbow and shoulder dipped towards his lap where the gun was at. He was reaching for the gun, and at that point, the officers shot him.
At no point in time did he lift his arm with a gun in it. No one sees that.
McCoy's family says the officers should have stayed back a safe distance and awakened McCoy with a loudspeaker to give him a chance to surrender. Now, McCoy's family plans to file a lawsuit, and Vallejo police say that all 6 officers are now back on full duty.
A man is now charged in connection with the shooting death of a 4-year-old boy in Oakland. The toddler apparently shot himself in the head accidentally after finding a gun in the home. Police say the gun belongs to the man the little boy's mother was dating, Terrence Wilson. He's charged with child abuse, possession of a firearm by a felon, and first-degree criminal firearm storage. Court documents show that he has 6 prior convictions. Wilson told police that he bought the gun off the streets in San Francisco 2 weeks ago. Investigators now say the gun had been reported stolen. According to court documents, Wilson told police that he slept with the gun under his pillow the night before, and when he woke to take his kids to school, he forgot about it. The documents say Wilson was playing video games elsewhere in the home and didn't realize that 4-year-old Navon Jackson was in the bedroom. The boy's mother told police she knew there was a gun in the house but didn't know where it was stored. She's been by her son's side at Children's Hospital in Oakland.
As a mother, I have to be strong, but I'm holding in there, got a lot of pain. I'm pushed through.
Navon Jackson remains hospitalized in critical condition, in a coma and on life support.
And Southwest Airlines plans to cancel even more flights because of the continued grounding of Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. Now, the Federal Aviation Administration grounded all 737 MAX planes indefinitely after recent deadly crashes involving that plane in Indonesia and Ethiopia. Now, Southwest has the largest fleet of 737 MAX planes, with 34 of them. The carrier says the grounding has already caused it to cancel 2,800 flights.
It's certainly creating fear and a lack of confidence in Boeing customers and those that trust the FAA.
Now, Southwest is the dominant airline at Oakland International Airport and Mineta International in San Jose. Now, Southwest says it has reduced its current flight schedule through April 20th and is evaluating future schedule reductions. Meanwhile, sources tell CBS News about some critical information from the flight data recorder of that Ethiopian plane that crashed. They say the data suggested to FAA officials that the 737 MAX's new anti-stall system was a factor. So investigators are looking at whether a sensor failure falsely activated that system, causing the pilots to lose control of the plane.
If you need to buy a big-ticket item, this weekend might be a good time to do it. On Monday, the sales tax is going up in a number of Bay Area cities. New rates are about to take effect in Alameda, Antioch, Martinez, Redwood City, Los Gatos, plus all of Sonoma County. The smallest increase is in Los Gatos, from 9 to 9.125. Alameda's new tax is closer to 10%. A total of 51 cities across California are adding to their local sales tax beginning of April. That's on top of the standard statewide rate of 7.25%.
And Governor Newsom wants to spend millions to upgrade the DMV to help get rid of those long wait times and technical glitches. According to the Los Angeles Times, Newsom wants to add $162 million to the DMV's budget for the next fiscal year. That's an increase of 13%. Now, that money would fund new employees, a website redesign, and an expansion of self-service kiosks. Now, a recent audit found significant deficiencies at the DMV, and its longtime director resigned in December. The legislature still has to approve any increase to the DMV's budget.
Here's some good news. A brand new parking lot is now open at the Walnut Creek BART station. Here's the bad. Unless you already snagged a monthly spot, you're out of luck. BART says that monthly parking permits sold out within days of being offered to riders. The transit agency says you can still get on the wait list. The new garage is part of a long-term project for the Walnut Creek station. Apartments, shops, restaurants are also in the works. In connection with the deadly shooting of a 17-year-old girl in Oakland, it happened late Thursday night in the parking lot of the West Oakland BART station. BART police say the victim knew the suspect, a 16-year-old boy. Investigators say an argument at a different location led to that shooting. It is the latest in a series of violent crimes that has some BART passengers on edge.
It's a female victim. OPD is starting CPR.
I don't think BART does enough about safety. I also don't think BART does enough in terms of operations. I use the station a lot. I do think about it now and again.
Investigators have not said how the gunman and the victim knew each other or what the motive was for the shooting.
And Bay Area parents were among a parade of executives and tycoons in federal court yesterday. They're accused of bribing their kids' way into elite colleges.
Michelle, does your daughter really play beach volleyball?
Yeah, among them, the heiress to the Hot Pockets fortune. Now, she's accused of paying at least $100,000 to get her two daughters into USC as beach volleyball recruits. And one Napa Valley vineyard owner also appeared. He allegedly paid $50,000 to raise his daughter's test scores and Photoshop images of her as a water polo player to get her into USC. Now, here's a look at the 13 Bay Area parents charged in this scheme. 6 appeared in court yesterday, and 5 are expected before a judge this upcoming week. That includes former Palo Alto hedge fund CEO Manuel Enriquez.
Here is a live look at Washington, D.C., where the battle over the U.S.-Mexico border is entering another chapter. President Trump now says he will close large segments of the border next week if Mexico does not halt illegal immigration into the U.S. The president says the U.S. has run out of detention space for undocumented immigrants. Customs and Border Protection officials say the immigration system is at a breaking point, with overcrowding leading to releases in Arizona and Texas. The president has threatened to close the southern border before, but this is the first time that he gave a somewhat specific timetable.
So there's a very good likelihood that I'll be closing the border next week, and that'll be just fine with me. With a deficit like we have with Mexico and have had for many years, closing the border will be a profit-making operation. When you close the border, also, you will stop a lot of the drugs from coming in.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen wants to allow Central Americans to apply for U.S. asylum while still in their home countries. She's urging Congress to act immediately.
And we've learned that Facebook may restrict who can post live videos after that New Zealand mosque massacre. Facebook CEO Sheryl Sandberg says the company may limit access to live streaming based on certain criteria, including whether or not the user has violated Facebook's community standards in the past. The suspect in the New Zealand shootings live streamed for 17 minutes before that video was taken down. Meanwhile, Business Insider reports that some of Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg's old Facebook posts have vanished. The company says they were, quote, mistakenly deleted a few years ago, and they included some pivotal moments in the company's history, like the acquisition of Instagram in 2012.
All right, you're going to have a beautiful weekend. It's going to be noticeably warmer than Friday was. There aren't going to be any clouds in the sky for Saturday or Sunday. You might notice a few on Sunday and maybe a little along the coast this morning, but that's about it. Great looking weekend. Rain comes back, but it'll be really light on Tuesday. Just a few light showers and then better opportunities for rain by late parts of next week. More on that once we get there. Let's get out there and enjoy this weekend. It does look fantastic.
And it is time for us to call it a morning. Thank you for watching KPIX 5 News this morning.
Yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock.